Once a giant, now a relic of innovation past. In the rugged landscape of 1865 Finland, under the watchful eyes of the Russian Empire, Frederick Idestam laid the foundations of a legacy unknowingly destined for global recognition. A simple pulp mill at the Tamerkoski Rapids was just the beginning. By 1871, Nokia was officially born, named after the site of its second mill, where the surging waters promised energy aplenty for expansion. The early 20th century saw Nokia's ambitions grow beyond paper. Under the guidance of Leo Mechelin, the company ventured into the realm of electricity, a bold move at odds with Idestam's vision. Meanwhile, the Finnish rubber works, led by Eduard Polon, set up camp in Nokia, drawn by the promise of abundant power. By 1922, the alignment of Nokia's pulp, rubber, and cables laid the groundwork for something far larger. Throughout the 1930s, as Europe edged toward turmoil, Nokia diversified further. It crafted respirators and other critical supplies, adapting to the pressing needs of a world at war. This diversification was a harbinger of the company's future adaptability, a trait that would soon propel it to unexpected heights. Yet as Nokia's roots intertwined with Finland's industrial rise, a new era beckoned, one where radio waves whispered promises of a different kind of revolution. Nokia's transformation in 1967 marked the dawn of a new era, one that would see the company weave through a diverse array of industries. By merging Nokia, Kauppalihti, and Finnish Rubber Works, the newly formed Nokia Corporation embarked on a path that integrated forestry, cable, rubber, and crucially, electronics. This diversification wasn't merely a strategic pivot, it was a bold foray into the future. As the world stood on the cusp of a communications revolution, Nokia's ventures into networking and radio signaled its readiness to embrace change. By the early 1970s, Nokia's portfolio had expanded to include military communications equipment, marking its entry into the world of professional mobile radios and telephone switches. The shadow of the Cold War loomed large, yet Nokia deftly navigated geopolitical tensions, expanding into the Soviet Union and reaping significant profits from this burgeoning market. The 1980s heralded even greater ambition. Under the leadership of CEO Kari Kairamo, the company acquired a string of electronics firms, propelling Nokia to the forefront of consumer technology in Europe. But it was the creation of Mobira in 1979, in partnership with Salora Oy, that would lay the foundation for Nokia's future dominance in mobile telephony. The seeds were sown for a communications empire, yet as the world leaned closer to a digital age, the question remained, would Nokia seize its moment or be overshadowed by emerging global players? Nokia and Salora's collaboration in 1979 marked the genesis of the Mobira brand, a critical move that led to the birth of their mobile empire. The formation of Mobira became a driving force behind the Nordic mobile telephone network in 1981, the world's first international cellular system, shattering boundaries and allowing international roaming. This innovation wasn't just another step in telecommunications, it was a giant leap, rippling through industries and societies. With the launch of the Mobira Senator car phone in 1982, Nokia took its first tentative steps into a future few could fully envision. At a time when mobile phones were seen as extravagant gadgets, the Mobira Senator was a bold statement of intent, a symbol of Nokia's burgeoning prowess in a field that was just beginning to stir. By 1984, the acquisition of Mobira solidified Nokia's commitment to mobile technology. What was once a peripheral interest had transformed into a cornerstone of the company's identity. Yet, amidst this newfound momentum, the seeds of disruption were already being sown as the mobile landscape began to shift in ways Nokia hadn't anticipated. As the echoes of the Senator's ringtone faded, the world was on the cusp of a massive transformation, one that would test Nokia's ingenuity and resilience in unprecedented ways. By 1998, Nokia had ascended to an unparalleled zenith. The Finnish company, once rooted in the pulp mills of the 19th century, now reigned supreme as the global leader in mobile phone sales. Their devices had become a ubiquitous presence, not just across Europe but around the world, capturing the imaginations of millions. Nokia's rise to dominance was fueled by their innovative contributions to the mobile telephony industry, particularly in the development of GSM, which had become the standard for mobile communication worldwide. Nokia's phones were no longer seen as quirky gadgets or futuristic toys. They were essential tools for modern life, loved for their reliability and iconic design. The company had achieved what many thought impossible, helping to usher in an era where staying connected was the norm, not the exception. At its peak in 2000, Nokia accounted for a staggering 4% of Finland's GDP, a testament to its influence and success. Yet beneath this veneer of global triumph lay the seeds of future challenges. As the tech landscape began to evolve at a breakneck pace, Nokia would soon find itself grappling with unforeseen threats from nimble, innovative competitors. The stage was set for a dramatic shift, one that would soon redefine the very essence of the mobile industry. As the late 2000s unfolded, Nokia's commanding lead in the mobile phone market began to unravel. Decisions made within the hallowed halls of a SPU would soon echo through the corridors of technology history for all the wrong reasons. A series of strategic missteps began to chip away at the Finnish giant's dominance. While the world was rapidly embracing the concept of smartphones, driven by the seismic launch of the iPhone in 2007, Nokia clung to its aging Symbian operating system. Management, entrenched in a legacy of past successes, failed to pivot swiftly to a more modern platform. This reluctance to adapt was compounded by an internal culture where innovation struggled to thrive amidst bureaucratic inertia. By 2010, Nokia's market share had sharply declined, leaving it vulnerable to emerging competitors with fresh ideas and nimble approaches. The partnership with Microsoft in 2011 was aimed at halting the slide, yet it was too little, too late. As the ink dried on the deal, Nokia's hopes were pinned on the Windows Phone, yet the global tide was already shifting toward Android and iOS. In 2014, a beleaguered Nokia saw its Devices and Services division absorbed into Microsoft. A somber chapter closed. However, deep within the embers of its former self, a new focus was emerging. Now, a shift to telecommunications infrastructure loomed on the horizon, a narrative yet to unfold. In 2011, Nokia's ambition to reclaim its lost supremacy led to a bold alliance with Microsoft, a strategic maneuver aimed at revitalizing its dwindling mobile phone business. The plan was simple: leverage Microsoft's software prowess to bolster Nokia's hardware innovation. Yet the partnership unfolded amidst a rapidly evolving smartphone landscape dominated by Apple and Android devices. Under this agreement, Microsoft acquired Nokia's Devices and Services division in 2014, morphing it into Microsoft Mobile. The union, however, couldn't rejuvenate the brand as envisioned. Consumers were entrenched in ecosystems that Nokia and Microsoft struggled to penetrate. The Lumia series, despite innovative features, couldn't compete with the sheer market momentum of its rivals. The ambitious collaboration failed to deliver the revival Nokia had hoped for. The brand, once synonymous with mobile communication, now seemed a relic of bygone days, overshadowed by its own legacy. Microsoft, too, faced challenges integrating Nokia's technology with its offerings, finding it difficult to carve a niche in a saturated market. But Nokia wasn't finished. As it withdrew from the consumer market battlefield, it pivoted towards its next frontier. A focus on telecommunications infrastructure and technology development began to take shape, a story yet to be told, one of resilience and reinvention. Nokia, after divesting its mobile phone business to Microsoft in 2014, faced a world where its past dominance was no longer a given. Yet, it was not the end for the Finns. Instead, it signaled a new beginning. Shifting its focus, Nokia embraced its roots in telecommunications infrastructure, a sector where it still held significant prowess. The acquisition of Alcatel-Lucent was a strategic move, broadening its reach and capabilities, especially with the inclusion of Bell Labs, a storied name in technological innovation. By 2018, Nokia emerged as a major player in network equipment, ranking third globally, and became an influential force in the burgeoning Internet of Things landscape. It aimed to weave connectivity into the very fabric of daily life, far beyond the confines of mobile phones. In this new chapter, Nokia not only survived but thrived, morphing into a pivotal architect of the future's connectivity. Yet its journey was not without challenges. As Nokia navigated these uncharted waters, it continued to grapple with stiff competition from other tech giants. How Nokia would maintain its standing in this rapidly evolving sector remained a question. A question that pointed to the heart of its ongoing transformation, one that would define its legacy anew. Nokia's story is far from over. As the mobile phone chapter closed, another narrative began, one of resilience and reinvention. While its devices faded from the spotlight, Nokia turned its focus to the backbone of connectivity, telecommunications infrastructure. Beyond the visible, Nokia's influence stretched deep into the networks that power our digital world. By acquiring Alcatel-Lucent, Nokia secured a foothold in cutting-edge technology, adding the illustrious Bell Labs to its arsenal. It wasn't just about survival, it was about cementing a position of strength. Innovations in the Internet of Things and experiments in digital health hinted at a company unwilling to be defined by its past. The Nokia brand, though no longer a titan in handsets, found new life through a licensing agreement with HMD. This move ensured the name Nokia still resonated in the hands of consumers, even as its heart lay in the invisible networks binding our modern lives. Nokia became a key licensor, its patents underpinning the devices of today's leading mobile phone vendors. It's a testament to its enduring legacy, a brand that once defined an era, now powering the future. In a world where technology is relentless and unforgiving, Nokia's journey begs the question, can a relic of the past still shape the future?